Today we are talking about the bar. This is our tool that is super important for us dancers when we are in our ballet class. Sometimes our tap classes will start at the bar. It's our way of helping our body find more stability and center ourselves and do some of our prep work before we get out center. It's part of our warm up and it's kind of our mental friend. The bar is a tool that we really should not be putting a lot of body weight on. It still needs to be stable enough to have a little bit of body weight on it, but you're not swinging from these bars. So they're not exactly designed to be like gymnastics bars. This is just a small leftover piece of the type of bar that we used for our dance studio. Whenever you're building a bar, you're looking for something that is about 1.5 inches in diameter. You should be able to measure that and it would be 1.5 inches. There's a little bit extra because then we have like the outer circumference and what that diameter turns into. But the 1.5 inch PVC is actually pretty nice to work with because it's easy to clean, it's easy to maintain, and this is also pretty beefy. If it's anything thinner, you're going to find that the PVC tends to bow, and even if you put your leg up on it, you're going to have a hard time even if you don't have much weight going to the bar. Like I said, it still needs to be able to take a little bit of us. Our bars were designed so that way they were lightweight, portable, and easier for our dancers to understand how to use their bodies without it being mounted to the wall. You'll find that there are differences. If you have a portable bar that's made out of PVC, it is typically far more lightweight, which means the dancer actually needs to be using their own body to do the work. If you find that a bar is made out of a threaded pipe, those are typically even stronger, and that allows the dancer to put a little bit more weight onto the bar, and sometimes that can become our crutch. So when we get out center, we forget what we need to be personally doing with our bodies because we'll sometimes over clench it or we'll wrench on it a little bit harder. That same concept can happen for a wall mounted bar. I see dancers slide and really put like their entire weight into the bar instead of engaging their core where it belongs. There are certain trainings that you can do with either of them. The thing is we usually need to be able to better engage each of our muscles. So until I would see my dancers get a little bit stronger in those regards, I've purposely refrained from having wall mounted bars because I want them to train their bodies for what they need at center. It's just a different way of doing things. You can also find another option where we have wood bars. It's basically like a hand railing, but again, the diameter of it is still 1.5. We talk about the 1.5 inches diameter because that's how our hand should rest on the bar. Your hand should never be in what I refer to as a death grip on it. If you're turning white in the knuckles, you're holding too tight. You want to have the top of the knuckles just gently held on and your fingers can just go over. That's where that 1.5 comes in. That creates a nice area for our hands to hold onto the bar. If it's anything smaller, we tend to make more fists. Anything bigger is really just kind of excessive and then we get more of a claw. Like I said, you'll find differences in bars. Sometimes they are, even if it's a portable bar, solid and non-adjustable in height. Our bars at the studio are tiered so that way there is a high bar and a lower bar. And I'm working even on another set that would be a smaller bar for our little dancers so that way they have something more appropriate for their height. It's still workable with the low bar that we have. It's just some of the stuff that we can introduce could be more advantageous when you have different bar heights. You'll also find some bars are adjustable, and that's totally cool to work with too. It's just, there's many options, and today we wanted to take just a little bit of time to talk about each of those. I will see you tomorrow as we talk about technique classes versus choreography. I will see you then.